Same salary, different choices. How one man built 107K while another stayed broke. Chapter 1. The Broke Reality. Why you're still broke. Nobody's coming to make you rich. Not your boss, not the government, not some miracle investment. Your bank account is your responsibility. And if you're broke right now, it's not because you don't earn enough. It's because of the choices you make every single day. Let me tell you about two men. Same city, same age, same company. Totally different financial futures. Mike Thompson and Dave Martinez both work at TechFlow Inc. in Austin, Texas. They're both marketing coordinators. They sit in the same office. They attend the same meetings. Mike makes $65,000 a year. Dave makes $63,000. Mike should be ahead, right? Wrong. Mike is broke. $8,000 in credit card debt. Zero savings, living paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, Dave has $18,000 invested and growing. How? Different choices. Every morning, Mike pulls up to the office parking lot in his leased BMW 3 Series, $450 a month. Dave drives a 2015 Honda Civic, fully paid off, zero car payment. That's $450 a month Mike throws away. Dave invests it. Lunch break. Mike orders a $15 salad from that trendy spot downtown. Delivery fee, tip, taxes, $22 total. Dave opens his Tupperware. Chicken, rice, vegetables he meal prepped Sunday. Cost? Maybe $4. Mike spends $440 a month on lunch alone. Dave spends $80. After work, Mike heads to his luxury apartment, one bedroom, downtown Austin, rooftop pool, gym, valet, trash, $1,800 a month. Dave lives 15 minutes away in a simple complex, clean, safe, functional, $950 a month. Mike pays $850 more every month for Instagram-worthy views he barely enjoys. Here's the truth Mike doesn't want to hear. He's not broke because he doesn't earn enough. He's broke because he spends everything. He earns $5,417 after taxes. But his rent, car, subscriptions, dining out, impulse buys, it all disappears. Every single dollar. Dave earns $5,250 after taxes, less than Mike. But Dave lives on $3,600 a month. He saves and invests $1,650 every month. Mike saves nothing, zero. Then he wonders why his credit card balance keeps climbing. I work hard. I deserve nice things, Mike tells himself. That's the lie broke people believe. You don't deserve what you can't afford. Wealthy people delay gratification. Broke people chase instant pleasure. Dave understands something Mike doesn't. Every dollar has a job. You can either send your money to work for you, or you can work for money your entire life. Dave chooses freedom. Mike chooses comfort. Comfort today, stress forever.
Your bank account tells you the truth about your discipline. If you're broke, your spending is broken. If you're in debt, your choices created it. Nobody forced you to lease that car. Nobody forced you to buy things you don't need with money you don't have to impress people who don't care. Mike and Dave started the same. Fresh out of college, entry-level jobs, big dreams. 5 years later, Mike is trapped. Dave is building wealth. The difference? Dave made a choice. He decided financial freedom mattered more than looking rich. Here's what wealthy people know that broke people ignore. Assets grow, liabilities cost. Mike buys liabilities. His car loses value every day. His apartment builds his landlord's wealth, not his. His subscriptions drain his account monthly. Dave buys assets, index funds, stocks that pay dividends, investments that compound. Stop blaming the economy. Stop blaming your salary. Stop blaming your circumstances. Your financial future is in your hands. Mike earns more than Dave, but owns less. Dave earns less, but builds more. Same city, same industry, different choices, different lives. You want to know why you're still broke? Look at your spending. Track every dollar for 1 week. You'll be shocked. $47 on Uber rides you didn't need. $89 on Amazon impulse buys you forgot about. $120 on subscriptions you never use. Death by 1,000 small purchases. Broke isn't a salary problem. Broke is a discipline problem. You can make 6 figures and be broke. You can make $40,000 and build wealth. It's not what you earn, it's what you keep. It's what you invest. It's what you multiply. Mike thinks he's living the dream, but every night he checks his bank account with anxiety. One unexpected expense, car repair, medical bill, anything, and he's destroyed. Dave sleeps peacefully. He has an emergency fund. He has investments growing. He has options. Mike has stress. Financial freedom isn't about making more money. It's about making your money work harder than you do. Dave invests $1,650 every month. Over 5 years, with average market returns, that's not just $99,000 saved, it's $118,000 with compound growth. Mike, 5 years of spending, 0 net worth, $8,000 in debt. You're not too broke to start investing. You're just not starting. You're choosing temporary pleasure over permanent freedom. Every dollar you waste today is a dollar your future self won't have. Every dollar you invest today is freedom you're buying tomorrow. The choice is yours. Stay broke and comfortable, or get disciplined and wealthy. You can't have both. Mike wanted both. Now he has neither. Dave chose discipline. Now he's building the life Mike dreams about.
Your financial reality starts with one decision. Stop spending like you're rich when you're broke. Stop buying things that lose value. Stop letting lifestyle inflation destroy your future. Start tracking, start cutting, start investing. Mike's life looks better on Instagram. Dave's bank account looks better in reality. Which one do you want? The appearance of wealth or actual wealth? You decide. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to make you rich. But you can save yourself. You can make yourself wealthy. It starts today. It starts with one choice. Stop being Mike. Start being Dave. Your broke reality ends when you take responsibility. Your bank account doesn't lie. Your choices created your current situation. Different choices will create a different future. The question is, are you ready to change? Or will you stay broke, wondering why nothing ever changes? Day 1 starts now. Choose wisely. Chapter 2. The Wake-Up Call. Mike's Breaking Point. The moment happened on a Tuesday morning, 9:47 a.m. Starbucks on 6th Street. Mike stood at the counter, Dave right behind him in line. He ordered as usual, grande caramel macchiato, extra shot, almond milk, $6.85. He tapped his credit card on the reader. Declined. He tried again. Same card. Declined. The barista looked uncomfortable. Do you have another card? Mike's face went red. He could feel Dave watching. He pulled out a second card, American Express. Declined. His hands started sweating. Hold on, let me check something. He opened his banking app. Checking account, $47.23. Credit card 1, $7,843 balance, $8,000 limit. Credit card 2, maxed out. Credit card 3, maxed out. I got it, Dave said quietly, stepping forward. He paid for both coffees. They walked outside. Mike couldn't look at him. I make $65,000 a year, Mike finally said. How am I broke? Dave stopped walking. He turned to face Mike. You want the truth? Yeah, I need the truth. You're not broke because you don't earn enough, Mike. You're broke because you spend everything, and then you spend more.
Mike wanted to argue, but he couldn't. His credit cards were maxed out. His checking account was empty. His next paycheck was 5 days away and already allocated to bills he was behind on. "Sit down," Dave said, pointing to a bench. "Let's do this right now." Dave pulled out his phone. "Open your banking app. Show me everything. Rent, car, subscriptions, food, everything." Mike hesitated. Then he opened it. The numbers told the story. Rent, $1,800 a month. That luxury apartment downtown with the rooftop pool Mike used twice in 6 months. Car lease, $450 a month. BMW 3 Series, 2 years left on the lease. Car insurance, $185 a month. Premium coverage on a leased car. Subscriptions, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Spotify Premium, Apple Music, forgot to cancel, gym membership he never used, meal kit service, premium LinkedIn. Total, $197 a month. Dining out, average $20 per meal, twice a day, 6 days a week. $480 a week, nearly $2,000 a month. Bars and drinks, Friday and Saturday nights, easily $120 a weekend, $480 a month. Impulse purchases, Amazon, late-night online shopping, average $300 a month on things he didn't plan to buy. Gas and Uber, $250 a month. Dave did the math. $5,417 monthly income after taxes, but you're spending $5,862 a month. You're negative $445 every single month. That's why your credit cards keep climbing. Mike stared at the numbers. He'd never added it up before, never actually looked. "Now look at mine," Dave said. Rent, $950 a month. Simple apartment, 15 minutes from downtown. No rooftop pool, no valet trash, but clean, safe, and functional. Car payment, $0. Honda Civic paid off 3 years ago. Runs perfectly. Car insurance, $98 a month. Liability coverage, clean driving record. Subscriptions, Spotify and Netflix shared with his sister, $20 total. Groceries, $200 a month. Meal prep every Sunday. Chicken, rice, vegetables, eggs, and oatmeal. Dining out, once a week. Budget-friendly spots, $120 a month. Gas, $80 a month. Paid-off car, efficient commute. Phone, $45 a month. Prepaid plan, not the latest iPhone. Total monthly expenses, $3,113. "I make $5,250 after taxes," Dave said. "I live on $3,600 max. That leaves me $1,650 every month. I invest $1,200. I save $450 in my emergency fund every single month." Mike felt sick. "I earn more than you, but you have $18,000 invested. I have $8,000 in debt." "Exactly," Dave said. "Mike earns more, but owns less. I earn less, but build more. Same office, same job, different choices, different futures." Mike looked at his coffee. The coffee Dave just paid for. "I thought I was doing fine. I mean, I make decent money. I thought that was enough." "Your salary doesn't matter if you spend it all," Dave said. "Wealthy people don't out-earn their problems, they out-discipline them. You're trying to look rich. I'm trying to be rich. Those are two different things." "But I work hard. Don't I deserve nice things?" "You deserve what you can afford," Dave replied. "You don't deserve things you can't pay for. That BMW, you don't own it. You're renting it for $450 a month while it loses value. That apartment, you're building your landlord's wealth, not yours. Those subscriptions you never use, they're robbing you blind." Mike felt defensive. "So what? I'm supposed to live like I'm broke?" "No, you're supposed to live below your means so you can invest the difference. That's how wealth is built, not by looking rich, by being disciplined." Dave leaned forward. "You know what the difference between us is? I delay gratification. You chase instant pleasure. I think about where I'll be in 5 years. You think about where you'll be Friday night. I buy assets that grow. You buy liabilities that cost. What's an asset? Mike asked. Something that puts money in your pocket. Stocks, index funds, rental properties, things that grow in value or pay you dividends. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. Your car lease, your subscriptions, your dining out habit, everything that drains your account monthly. Mike was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, I don't even know where to start. You start by tracking every dollar, Dave said. For the next 2 weeks, I want you to write down every single thing you spend. Coffee, lunch, that random Amazon order at midnight, everything. You need to see where your money actually goes. Then what? Then we cut the fat. Cancel subscriptions you don't use. Stop eating out twice a day. Move to a cheaper apartment when your lease is up. Get rid of that car lease and buy something you can afford in cash. That's gonna suck, Mike admitted. Being broke sucks more, Dave said. You're 32 years old. Do you want to be 42 and still living paycheck to paycheck? Do you want to work until you're 70 because you spent everything in your 30s? Mike shook his head. Then you have to change. Not tomorrow, not next month, today, right now. Mike looked at the Starbucks cup in his hand. $6. If he bought this every workday for a year, that was $1,500. Money he didn't have, money that could have been invested. Teach me, Mike said. I'm serious. I want to change. I don't want to be that guy whose card gets declined in front of his coworker. Dave smiled. Good, because broke isn't permanent. It's just a choice you keep making. Different choices, different results. Where do we start? We already started. You admitted the problem. That's step 1. Step 2 is tracking. Step 3 is cutting. Step 4 is saving. Step 5 is investing. You ready? I'm ready. Then let's rebuild your financial life, one choice at a time. They stood up. Dave threw away his empty cup. Mike held on to his. $6 reminder of the wake-up call he needed. Your bank account tells the truth. Mike's truth was painful, but painful truth is better than comfortable lies. He'd been lying to himself for years, pretending he was fine, pretending his salary was enough, pretending lifestyle inflation was destroying his future.
The lie ended today. Mike earns more, but owns less. Dave earns less, but builds more. That was the reality. But reality can change. Mike's broke reality was ending. His wealth-building reality was beginning. It started with a declined card. It started with humiliation. It started with truth. Sometimes you need to hit rock bottom before you're ready to climb. Mike hit his bottom. Now the only direction left was up. Different choices, different future, starting now. Chapter 3. The 90-day transformation begins. Cut the noise. Day 1. Mike opened a note on his phone titled Every Dollar. Dave's first rule? Track everything. No exceptions. Coffee, $6.85. Lunch, $18.50. Uber home because he was tired, $14. Late night DoorDash, $28 with fees. Random Amazon purchase he barely remembered ordering, $37. Day 1 total, $104.35. Mike stared at the number. Over $100 in one day on things he didn't plan for, things he didn't need. Multiply that by 30 days. That's $3,000 a month on impulse and convenience. This is why you're broke, Dave said when Mike showed him the list. You're bleeding money on decisions you don't even think about. Week 1 was painful. Mike tracked every dollar. The truth hurt. $22 on coffee runs, $89 on lunches he could have packed,
$47 on Uber rides for trips he could have driven, $120 on drinks Friday night, $15 on in-app purchases for a game he'd delete in 2 weeks, 7 days, $487 on things that didn't matter. "I deserve this stuff," Mike said defensively. "I work hard. I can't just never enjoy anything." Dave didn't blink. You can enjoy things, but you can enjoy things you can't afford. You're $8,000 in debt, Mike. You don't deserve a $63 impulse buy. You deserve financial freedom. But you won't get it buying things that make you feel rich for 5 minutes. Mike wanted to argue, but his credit card statement was arguing louder. Dave showed Mike his own tracking spreadsheet. Every dollar accounted for. No surprises, no impulse buys, no excuses. "I enjoy my life," Dave said, "but I don't need to spend $500 a week to do it. I meal prep. I make coffee at home. I say no to things that don't align with my goals. That's not deprivation, that's discipline." Mike struggled. Week 2 was harder than week 1. His friends invited him out. $40 cover charge, bottle service, VIP section. He almost said yes. He always said yes. That's what broke people do. They say yes to now. They say no to their future.
"I'm out," Mike texted back, "trying to save money." The responses came fast. "Bro, you make $65K. You're good. Don't be cheap. You've changed, man." Mike felt the pressure, peer pressure, social pressure, the noise. David warned him about this. Consumer noise is everywhere. It's your friends telling you to spend. It's Instagram showing you things you can't afford. It's ads telling you that you need the newest phone, the newest shoes, the newest everything. The noise wants you broke. Wealthy people block the noise. Mike blocked the noise. He stayed home and he saved $180 that weekend. His friends posted photos, bottles, girls, VIP wristbands. It looked fun. But Mike checked his bank account. $623 saved in 2 weeks. That felt better than any club. Dave introduced Mike to the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of income on needs, 30% on wants, 20% on savings and investments. Mike's current split? 70% on needs, 40% on wants, negative 10% on debt payments. The math didn't even work. "We're cutting the fat," Dave said, "starting with subscriptions." They went through Mike's subscriptions one by one. Netflix, Keeps, $15.99. Hulu, redundant, cancel, save $14.99. Disney Plus, hasn't watched in 3 months, cancel, save $10.99. HBO Max, one show, not worth $15.99, cancel. Spotify Premium, Keeps, $10.99. Apple Music, forgot this existed, cancel, save $10.99. Gym membership, been twice in 6 months, cancel, save $79.99. Meal kit delivery, makes him feel healthy but he eats out anyway, cancel, save $89.99. Premium LinkedIn, not using it, cancel, save $29.99. Total monthly subscriptions before, $279.91. Total after cuts, $26.98. Monthly savings, $252.93. Mike felt lighter. He was paying for things he forgot existed, things that drained his account every month while providing zero value. "That's $3,035 a year you just freed up," Dave said. "Invest that. In 10 years, with compound growth, that's $50,000. You were throwing away your future $15 a month at a time." Dave showed Mike his own subscriptions. Spotify shared with his sister, Netflix shared with his roommate. Total, $20 a month. No gym membership, he ran outside and did bodyweight exercises at home. No meal kits, he cooked real food.
"I'm not deprived," Dave said. "I just don't pay for things I don't use. Wealthy people are intentional. Broke people are impulsive." Week 3, Mike's coworkers noticed. "Why are you eating that sad Tupperware?" someone asked at lunch. Mike used to feel embarrassed. Not anymore. Because I'm building wealth while you're building debt. They laughed, but Mike didn't care. He'd saved $847 in 3 weeks. His coworker just spent $18 on a mediocre salad. The noise tried to pull him back. New iPhone release. His phone worked fine, but the ads were everywhere. Upgrade now, $41 a month. Old Mike would have upgraded. New Mike did the math. $41 a month for 24 months. That's $984 for a phone. Money he didn't have. Money that could be invested. He kept his current phone. Saved $984. Dave taught him to ask one question before every purchase. Does this move me closer to financial freedom or further away? The $63 sneakers? Further away. The $18 lunch? Further away. The $40 night out? Further away. The $100 investment? Closer. Track every dollar. Cut every waste. Invest the difference. Mike started tracking his wins. Week 1, $487 wasted. Week 2, $310 wasted. Week 3, $156 wasted. Week 4, $91 wasted. Progress. Real progress. Dave pushed him further. Now we build your emergency fund. What's an emergency fund? 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, so when life hits, and it will, you don't drown in debt. Your car breaks down? Emergency fund. Medical bill? Emergency fund. Lose your job? Emergency fund. It's your financial safety net. Mike had zero safety net. One unexpected expense, and he was destroyed. Your first goal is $1,000, Dave said. That covers most emergencies. Then you build to 3 months of expenses, eventually 6 months. Mike's monthly expenses were $5,862. 6 months? That's $35,172. The number felt impossible. You don't start at 6 months, Dave said. You start at $1,000, then $2,000, then $5,000. Brick by brick, dollar by dollar. Wealth is built slowly by people who stay consistent. Dave had $8,000 in his emergency fund, fully funded, 6 months of expenses covered. He slept peacefully. Mike woke up anxious every day. End of week 4, Mike hit his first milestone, $1,000 saved. He stared at the number in his savings account. He'd never had 4 digits in savings before, ever. Dave smiled. That's your emergency fund foundation. Don't touch it unless it's a real emergency. Not a sale, not a vacation, not a want. An actual emergency. Mike felt something he hadn't felt in years. Control. He wasn't rich yet, but he wasn't helpless anymore. The noise didn't stop. Ads still screamed at him. Friends still pressured him. Instagram still showed him things he couldn't afford. But Mike learned to block it.
Block the noise. Focus on your wealth. Wealth is built in silence, Dave said. While broke people make noise about what they bought, wealthy people quietly invest. While broke people post their bottles and their cars, wealthy people grow their portfolios. You want to look rich or be rich? Choose. Mike chose being rich. The noise faded. His savings grew. Month 1 complete. Mike tracked every dollar, cut every waste, saved $1,000, canceled $253 in monthly subscriptions, said no to peer pressure, blocked consumer noise. Dave was right. Broke isn't permanent. It's just a choice you keep making. Different choices, different results. Mike made different choices. The transformation had begun. Your financial freedom doesn't start when you make more money. It starts when you take control of the money you have. Track it, cut the waste, invest the difference. Block the noise, focus on your wealth. Day 30. Mike wasn't rich yet, but he wasn't broke anymore either. He was building, slowly, steadily, one disciplined choice at a time. The 90-day transformation had begun, and Mike wasn't turning back. Chapter 4.
Investing 101. Make your money multiply. Day 31. Mike had $1,000 in his emergency fund. He felt proud. Dave felt impatient. Emergency fund is step 1, Dave said. Now comes the real wealth building, investing. Mike's stomach tightened. Investing? Like the stock market? That's risky, man. I could lose everything. Dave smiled. He had heard this before. You know what's actually risky? Not investing. Keeping all your money in a savings account earning 0.5% interest while inflation runs at 3%? You're losing money every year by playing it safe. But what if the market crashes? It will crash, Dave said calmly, multiple times in your lifetime, and every time it does, it recovers and goes higher. The S&P 500 has averaged 10% annual returns for the last century. You know what savings accounts average? Less than 1%. You're not avoiding risk by not investing. You're guaranteeing you stay broke. Mike wasn't convinced. I don't know anything about stocks. I'll just lose my money. That's why you don't pick individual stocks. You invest in index funds. Let me explain something that will change your financial life forever. Compound interest. Dave pulled out his phone and opened a calculator. You invest $500 today. You add $200 every month. Average market return is 10% annually. In 30 years, you know how much you have?
Mike shrugged. Maybe $80,000? Try $452,000. Mike blinked. What? You only put in $72,500 of your own money, but compound growth turned it into $452,000. That's the power of your money making money. Your investments earn returns. Those returns earn returns. It multiplies. Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. Mike stared at the numbers. That can't be real. It's math, Dave said. Compound interest doesn't lie, but it only works if you start. And it works better the earlier you start. Every year you wait costs you tens of thousands in future wealth. Dave showed Mike his own portfolio. Started 5 years ago with $300. Added $1,200 every month since. Current value, $87,000. Money invested, $72,300. Growth, $14,700. That $14,700 is money I didn't work for, Dave said. My money worked for me while I slept, while I was at the office, while I was living my life. My investments were multiplying. Mike felt something shift. He'd been working for money his entire adult life. What if his money could work for him? Okay, Mike said. How do I start? Index funds, Dave said. Specifically, a total stock market index fund. You're buying a tiny piece of hundreds or thousands of companies. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Google, all of them. When the economy grows, you grow. You're betting on America, and historically, that's the safest bet there is. Dave pulled up Vanguard on his phone. This is where I invest. VTI, Vanguard Total Stock Market Index. Expense ratio 0.03%. That means it costs you $3 per year for every $10,000 invested. Cheap, simple, effective. What if I invest and the market drops tomorrow? Mike asked. Then you buy more, Dave said. That's called dollar cost averaging. You invest the same amount regularly. Monthly, bi-weekly, whatever. Sometimes the market is up, sometimes it's down. You buy at high prices and low prices. Over time, it averages out. You're not trying to time the market. You're letting time in the market work for you. Mike still hesitated. But I only have $1,000. That's my emergency fund. I'm not saying invest your emergency fund. I'm saying invest your next $500. You're saving money now. Some goes to your emergency fund until you hit $3,000. The rest? Invested. Make it multiply. What if I need that money? Then you shouldn't invest it, Dave said. Only invest money you won't touch for at least 5 years, preferably 10 or more. Investing isn't for short-term goals. It's for long-term wealth. Your future self will thank you.
Dave walked Mike through opening a Vanguard account. 10 minutes. Done. Account open, ready to invest. Now what? Mike asked. Now you make your first investment. Start with $200, buy VTI. Then set up automatic investing. $200 every month. No thinking, no hesitating, automatic. Mike's finger hovered over the buy button. $200. His heart raced.
This feels scary, he admitted. Scary is good, Dave said. It means you're doing something different. Broke people avoid fear. Wealthy people act despite fear. Which one are you? Mike pressed buy. Order confirmed. $200 invested in VTI. He owned a piece of the American economy now. Nothing happened. No fireworks, no instant wealth, just a number in his account showing 4.8 shares of VTI. That's it? Mike asked. That's it, Dave said. Now you wait. You keep adding. You let compound interest work. In 1 year, that $200 might be $220. In 5 years, $322. In 30 years, that single $200 could be worth $3,500. You just planted a money tree. Over the next week, Mike researched obsessively. Index funds, compound interest, dollar cost averaging, historical market returns, bear markets, bull markets. He learned that the market crashes. 2008, 2020, dot-com bubble. Every decade has a crash, but every crash recovered. And long-term investors who stayed the course became wealthy. The ones who panicked and sold, they locked in losses. Broke people panic when the market drops. They sell at the bottom. They lose. Wealthy people see a sale. They buy more when prices drop. They win. Day 45. Mike invested another $200. Then another $200 2 weeks later. Portfolio value, $610. He'd invested $600. He was up $10. Not much, but it was growth he didn't work for. Meanwhile, his coworker bought a new iPhone 15 Pro Max, $1,199. Dude, look at this camera, the coworker said, showing Mike. Mike looked. Nice phone, but depreciating asset. In 2 years, worth maybe $400. In 10 years, worthless. Mike's $600 in VTI, in 2 years, estimated $730. In 10 years, estimated $1,550. Different choices, different futures. Broke people spend on things that lose value. Wealthy people invest in things that gain value. Your coworker bought a phone, you bought freedom. Mike started seeing everything differently. Every purchase was a choice. Spend now or invest for later. Instant gratification or long-term wealth. His friends invited him to a concert. Tickets, $150. Old Mike would have gone. New Mike did the math. $150 invested at 10% annual return for 30 years? That's $2,620. I'm out, Mike texted, saving for my future. You're so boring now, they replied. Boring. Mike used to fear that word. Now he embraced it. Boring people build wealth. Exciting people stay broke. Dave taught him about diversification. Don't put all your money in one stock. Don't bet everything on one company. Spread it out. Index funds do that automatically. VTI holds over 3,500 companies. One fails, barely affects you. The economy grows, you grow. Mike asked about real estate. Should I buy property? Eventually, maybe, but not yet. You're $6,000 in debt still. You have $1,200 invested. Get to $10,000 invested first. Build your foundation. Real estate comes later when you have capital and cash flow.
Day 60. Market dropped 5% in 1 week. Mike's portfolio went from $1,240 to $1,178. He lost $62. He panicked. Called Dave immediately. The market's crashing. Should I sell? Dave laughed. 5% isn't a crash. It's a Tuesday. Markets fluctuate. This is normal. Actually, this is great. How is losing money great? Because you're still investing monthly, right? That means you're buying shares at a cheaper price now. Sale prices. When the market recovers, and it will, those shares you bought cheap will be worth more. You're not losing money. You're buying opportunity. Mike didn't sell. He invested another $200 that week, bought at the dip. 2 weeks later, the market recovered. His portfolio, $1,410. He learned the lesson. Stay calm, stay consistent. Time in the market beats timing the market. Dave showed Mike his portfolio during the 2020 COVID crash. I was down $18,000 at one point, 30% loss. You know what I did? Sold everything? I bought more. I invested every dollar I could. Market was on sale. 6 months later, I was up $35,000. People who panicked and sold locked in losses. I locked in gains. Broke people spend. Wealthy people invest. Mike used to spend $600 a month on restaurants and bars. Now he invested $600 a month in VTI. Same money, totally different future. Imagine waking up financially free. Not because you won the lottery, not because you inherited wealth, because you invested consistently for decades, because you made your money multiply instead of letting it disappear. Imagine checking your portfolio and seeing $500,000, $1 million, enough to retire early, enough to never worry about money again, enough to live on passive income while your investments keep growing. That future is possible, but only if you start, only if you invest, only if you let compound interest work its magic. Mike wasn't rich yet, but he was building. $1,400 invested, growing every month. Compound interest working 24/7. Dave was 5 years ahead, $92,000 invested and growing. Same office, same company, one spent his money, one invested his money. Different choices, different futures. Mike made his choice. He was investing now. He was building wealth now. He was securing his future now. The market would crash again. Mike knew that. But he wouldn't panic. He'd buy more. He'd stay the course. He'd let time and compound interest do the heavy lifting. Broke people fear investing. Wealthy people fear not investing. Mike chose wealth. Your money can work for you or disappear into things that don't matter. Track every dollar, cut every waste, invest the difference. Make your money multiply. Day 60, complete. Mike was an investor now, and his future self would thank him.
Chapter 5. The Setback. When Markets Crash and Life Hits. Day 61. Mike woke up to chaos. His phone flooded with news alerts. Market plunges 15% in biggest drop since 2020. Investors panic as economy fears surge. Tech stocks collapse. He opened his investment app with shaking hands. Portfolio value yesterday, $1,850. Portfolio value now, $1,572. He'd lost $278 in one night. Mike's chest tightened. He called Dave immediately. "Did you see the market?" Mike's voice cracked. "I lost almost $300. I told you this was risky. I should have never invested. I knew this would happen." Dave's voice was calm, steady. "Yeah, I saw. I'm down $13,800. "And you're not freaking out?" "Why would I? The market didn't disappear. It's on sale. I'm buying more today." "You're buying more?" Mike couldn't believe it. "We're losing money and you want to lose more?" "We're not losing money," Dave said. "We're buying opportunity. Think about it. Yesterday, one share of VTI cost $220. Today, it costs $187. Same companies, same value, cheaper price. That's not a loss, that's a discount." Mike wasn't convinced. "What if it keeps dropping? What if we lose everything?" "Then we buy even more," Dave said. "Mike, listen to me. The market has crashed dozens of times in history. 1987, 2000, 2008, 2020. Every single time it recovered.
Every single time people who panicked and sold lost, people who stayed calm and bought more won. But how do you know it'll recover this time? Because the economy grows, companies innovate, people keep working, buying, building. Unless you think America stops existing, the market recovers. It always has, it always will. Mike stared at his portfolio. Red numbers everywhere. His instinct screamed, "Sell now! Save what's left!" "Don't you dare sell," Dave said, reading his mind. "You sell now, you lock in losses. You turn a temporary dip into a permanent loss. You hold, it's just a number on a screen. Give it time." Day 63. Market dropped another 3%. Mike's portfolio, $1,524, down $326 from peak. His coworker walked by his desk smirking. "Hey, Mike, how's that investing going? Glad I never touched that stuff. Too risky." The same coworker with $4,000 in credit card debt and zero savings. But Mike felt the sting anyway. Dave invested another $500 that day. "I'm buying the dip," he texted Mike. "You should too if you have cash." Mike had $180 saved for his next investment, but fear paralyzed him. What if he invested and it dropped more? He didn't invest. He held his cash, waiting for certainty. Day 68. Life hit harder than the market. Mike was driving home, engine light came on, then smoke, he pulled over, dead.
Smoke. He pulled over. Dead. Tow truck, $120. Mechanic diagnosis, $85. Repair cost, $1,485. Total, $1,690. Mike's stomach dropped. He had $1,100 in his emergency fund. Not enough. He called Dave. "My car died. Repair is $1,700. I only have $1,100 saved. What do I do?" "How much credit do you have available?" "Maybe $1,200 on one card." "Don't use it," Dave said firmly. "Can you negotiate with the mechanic? Pay $1,100 now, $600 later this month." Mike called. The mechanic agreed. $1,100 up front, $600 in 2 weeks. Mike drained his emergency fund completely. Back to zero. Then he had to scrape together $600 from his next 2 paychecks. His investing stopped. His savings stopped. Survival mode activated. Meanwhile, Dave's car also broke down. Same week, alternator failure. Repair, $520. Dave opened his emergency fund. $8,200 balance. He paid cash. $520. Done. Emergency fund, $7,680. Still fully funded. No stress, no panic, no credit card debt. Just a problem, a solution, and moving forward. This is why emergency funds exist, Dave told Mike. Life hits everyone. Car breaks, medical bills, unexpected expenses. The question isn't if life will hit, it's whether you're ready when it does. Mike wasn't ready. He survived barely, but it cost him his momentum. Day 72. Mike's coworker saw him eating ramen at his desk. "Bro, you good? You've been eating like a college student for weeks." Mike wanted to explain. The car, the emergency, the rebuild. But his coworker wouldn't understand. He'd just bought a new PlayStation 5 on credit. "I'm good," Mike said. "Just focused." That night, Mike checked his portfolio. Market had recovered slightly. Portfolio value, $1,640. Still down $210 from peak, but up from the bottom. Dave's portfolio, $98,000. He'd bought heavily during the dip. Now those shares were already profitable. "Every setback is a test," Dave texted Mike. "Are you building or breaking? Are you learning or quitting?" Mike wanted to quit. His emergency fund was gone. His car drained him. The market scared him. Everything felt harder than it should be. But he didn't quit. Day 75. Mike got paid. $2,100 after taxes. He owed the mechanic $600. He needed to rebuild his emergency fund. He needed groceries. He needed gas. Old Mike would have given up. New Mike made a plan.
Mechanic, $600. Emergency fund, $300. Groceries, $150. Gas, $60. Bills, $800. Remaining, $190. He invested $100. Added $90 to emergency fund. Not much, but progress. Slow progress. Painful progress, but progress. Dave celebrated with him. You just passed the test. Life hit you. The market crashed. You could have quit. You didn't. That's the difference between people who build wealth and people who stay broke. Mike realized something. The setback wasn't the crash. The setback wasn't the car. The setback was the test. Do you panic or persist? Do you quit or continue? Do you break or build? Broke people break. One setback and they stop saving, stop investing, stop trying. Wealthy people persist. Setbacks slow them down, but they don't stop. They adjust. They adapt. They keep going. Mike kept going. The market recovered over the next month. Mike's portfolio climbed back to $1,850, then $1,920, then $2,050, new all-time high. The $278 he lost during the crash? Never actually lost, just a scary number on a screen. He held. It recovered. He won. Dave's portfolio hit $103,000. The shares he bought during the dip? Up 18% already. He turned fear into profit, panic into wealth. Same crash, same setback, different responses, different results. Do you panic or do you persist? Dave asked Mike over coffee. I persist, Mike said. Then you'll win. Maybe not today, maybe not this month, but eventually. Persistent people compound. Panic people stay broke. Every setback is a test. The market will crash again. Life will hit again. Unexpected expenses will come again. That's guaranteed. Your response isn't guaranteed. You choose. Panic or persist. Break or build. Quit or continue. Mike chose persistence. His emergency fund was rebuilding. His investments were growing. His discipline was hardening. Day 75 complete. The setback didn't break him. It built him. Stronger, smarter, more resilient. Wealth isn't built by people who avoid setbacks. It's built by people who survive them and keep going. Mike survived, and he kept going. That's why he'd win.
Chapter 6. Multiple Income Streams. Don't rely on one. Day 76. Dave dropped a truth bomb during lunch. Your job is not your only income source. It shouldn't be. Mike looked up from his meal prep. What do you mean? We both work full-time. How else do they make money? Multiple income streams, Dave said. Wealthy people don't rely on one paycheck. They build income from investments, side hustles, dividend stocks, rental properties. Broke people have one income. Wealthy people have 5. Mike had never thought about it that way. One job, one paycheck. If he lost his job, his income disappeared completely. Dave pulled out his phone. Look, I make $70,000 from TechFlow, but I also make $800 a month from dividend stocks. That's $9,600 a year. Passive income, money I earn while sleeping. Dividend stocks? Companies that pay you for owning their shares. Every quarter, they send cash directly to your account. I reinvest it. It compounds. Next year, that $800 becomes $920. Year after that, $1,050. It grows automatically. Mike's mind raced. How much do you need invested to make $800 a month? About $240,000 at a 4% dividend yield. I'm not there yet. I have $38,000 in dividend stocks right now. Makes me about $127 a month. But I'm building. Every month, I add more. In 10 years, I'll hit $800 a month. In 20 years, $3,000 a month. Passive. Mike did the math. $3,000 a month passive income. That's $36,000 a year without working. Financial freedom. I also started a side hustle, marketing consulting. 2 clients right now, 5 hours a week, $1,200 a month extra.
Mike was shocked. When do you even have time? I make time. Weeknights, weekends. Instead of watching Netflix, I build income streams. Your income is your seed. Your investments are your harvest. I'm planting seeds everywhere. That night, Mike scrolled Netflix for an hour. Found nothing. Watched nothing. Wasted time. Dave spent that same hour onboarding a new consulting client. Made $600. Same time, different choices, different income. Day 80. Mike asked Dave how to start. What are you good at? Marketing, I guess. Social media? Writing? There's your side hustle. Freelance social media management. Small businesses need help. Charge $500 a month per client. Get 3 clients. That's $1,500 extra monthly. Mike hesitated. But I'm already working full-time.
So am I, Dave said. You find 5 hours a week or you stay broke. Your choice. Mike thought about his evenings. 2 hours of scrolling TikTok. 1 hour of YouTube. 2 hours of gaming. He had time. He was just wasting it. Day 85. Mike landed his first client. Small local gym. $400 a month to manage their Instagram and Facebook. 4 hours of work weekly. It wasn't much, but it was a second income stream. $400 a month, $4,800 a year. Invested at 10% for 30 years, that's $217,000. Dave celebrated. You just planted a seed. Now plant more. Wealthy people create income streams. Wealthy people multiply assets. Wealthy people don't rely on one source. Wealthy people build, diversify, and compound. Broke people have one job, one income, one point of failure. Mike was building his second stream. Dave had 4 streams and counting. Your income is your seed. Your investments are your harvest. Build today, harvest tomorrow, repeat. Day 85 complete. Mike wasn't just earning anymore, he was building. Multiple streams, multiple seeds, multiple harvests coming. The wealthy don't work harder, they work smarter. More streams, more growth, more freedom. Mike was learning, and his future self would be grateful. Chapter 7. The 90-Day Results. 2 Different Futures. Day 90. The results were in. Mike sat across from Dave at their usual coffee shop. 3 months ago, Mike's credit card was declined at this exact spot. Today, everything had changed. Let's see where we are, Dave said, pulling out his phone. Mike, Day 90, results. Credit card debt, $4,200. Started at $8,000. Investment portfolio, $2,340. Started at $0. Emergency fund, $1,800. Started at $0. Side hustle income, $400 a month. Started at $0. Monthly savings rate, 28%. Started at 0%. Net worth, minus $1,860. Started at minus $8,000. Mike stared at the numbers. Still in debt, still negative net worth, but progress. Real, measurable progress.
Dave, Day 90 results. Credit card debt, $0. Investment portfolio, $107,500. Emergency fund, $9,200. Side hustle income, $1,400 per month. Monthly savings rate, 42%. Net worth, $116,700. Same office, same company. Dave earned $5,000 less annually than Mike, but Dave's net worth was $118,560 higher. Different choices, different lives. You're not where I am yet, Dave said, but look where you were 90 days ago. Broke, stressed, cards maxed. Today, you paid off $3,800 in debt, built a $2,340 investment portfolio, created an emergency fund, started a side hustle. Mike, you transformed. Mike felt it. 3 months ago, he couldn't afford a $7 coffee. Today, he had $4,140 in assets and falling debt. Not rich, but not helpless. What happens in 1 year? Mike asked. Dave pulled up a projection spreadsheet. 1 year projection. Mike, if he stays disciplined. Debt, $0. Investments, $9,800. Emergency fund, $5,000. Side hustle, $600 per month. Net worth, $14,800. Dave, debt, $0. Investments, $129,000. Emergency fund, $10,000. Side business, $5,000 per month. Net worth, $139,000. Mike would be debt-free, positive net worth, building wealth. Dave would be approaching financial independence. What about 5 years, Mike asked. Dave adjusted the numbers. 5-year projection. Mike, investments, $68,000. Side hustle grown into full business, $3,000 per month. Net worth, $95,000. Status, financially stable, building toward freedom. Dave, investments, $247,000. Passive income, $12,000 per year. Side business, $5,000 per month. Net worth, $312,000. Status, approaching full financial independence. Same city, same age, same starting point 5 years ago. Different choices. Every single day for 5 years. Different futures. Mike saw it clearly now. Every dollar he used to waste on restaurants, Dave invested. Every subscription Mike paid for, Dave avoided. Every impulse buy Mike made, Dave made a wealth-building decision instead. Small choices, repeated daily, compounded over time, created entirely different lives. Here's the thing, Dave said. I'm not special. I'm not smarter than you. I didn't get lucky. I just made different choices. You can make those same choices now. In 5 years, you could be where I'll be. Or you can go back to your old habits and stay broke forever. Mike thought about his old coworker, the one who mocked his meal prep, who bought the new iPhone, who went out every weekend. Where would he be in 5 years? Same debt, same stress, same broke reality. Not Mike, not anymore.
You invest today, Dave said. You build tomorrow. You live free forever. That's the formula. It's simple. It's not easy, but it works. Mike pulled out his phone. He opened his investment app. Portfolio value, $2,340. 3 months ago, this number was 0. He opened his emergency fund. Balance, $1,800. 3 months ago, one unexpected expense would have destroyed him. He checked his side hustle income, $400 this month. 3 months ago, he had one income source. Now, he had 2. Progress. Real progress. Dave's progress was bigger, but Dave had a 5-year head start. Mike was on the same path now, just earlier in the journey. Same city, same age, different choices, different lives, Mike said aloud. Dave smiled. Exactly. And your different life just started. Day 90 isn't the end. It's the beginning. 2 men, same office, same salary range. One stayed broke, one built wealth. The difference wasn't luck. It wasn't inheritance. It wasn't a miracle. It was choices, daily choices, disciplined choices, wealth-building choices. You invest today. You build tomorrow. You live free forever. Day 90 complete. Mike's transformation had begun. His future was being built, one choice at a time. Chapter 8. Your 90-Day Plan. The future starts now. Day 90. Mike walked into the office different than he walked out 90 days ago. 3 months ago, his card was declined. Today, he had $2,340 invested, $1,800 in emergency savings, and $4,200 less debt. Not rich, but not broke. Dave was already at his desk, reviewing his portfolio. $107,500 invested, $9,200 emergency fund, 0 debt, 2 income streams, 5 years of disciplined choices paying off. Morning, Mike said, sitting down with his homemade coffee and meal-prepped breakfast. Morning, Dave replied. You know what today is? Day 90. Exactly. Your financial transformation started 90 days ago. You tracked every dollar, cut the waste, invested consistently, built an emergency fund, started a side hustle. You did the work. Mike nodded. I'm not where you are yet." "You're not supposed to be," Dave said. "I had a 5-year head start, but you're on the same path now. In 5 years, you'll have what I have today. In 10 years, you'll be financially free." A new intern walked past their desks, fresh out of college, 22 years old, designer backpack, brand new MacBook Pro, AirPods Max, Starbucks in hand. Mike recognized himself. The spending, the lifestyle, the debt waiting to happen. The intern sat down at the desk next to Mike's. "Hey man, I'm Josh. Just started today." "Mike, welcome to TechFlow." Josh pulled out his phone. "Dude, check out my new setup. Just financed this sick gaming PC. $3,200, 60 months, 0 interest."
Mike's stomach tightened. 0 interest for 12 months. Maybe. Then 24.99% APR. Josh didn't read the fine print. "Let me tell you something," Mike said. "That gaming PC, that's a liability, not an asset." Josh looked confused. "What?" "A liability takes money out of your pocket every month. An asset puts money in. That PC costs you $53 a month for 5 years. In 5 years, it's worth maybe $400. You're losing money." "But I need it for gaming." "Do you?" Mike asked. "Or do you want it? There's a difference. I wanted a lot of things 3 months ago. I was $8,000 in debt. Today, I'm $4,000 in debt and building wealth. Different choices." Dave smiled from his desk. Mike had become the mentor. "Look," Mike continued, "you make what, $55K starting salary here? Yeah, $55,000. That's good money, but only if you don't spend it all. You finance that PC, lease a car, rent a luxury apartment, and you'll be broke making $55K. Or you live below your means, invest the difference, and you'll be wealthy in 10 years. Your choice." Josh shrugged. "I'll think about it." Mike knew he wouldn't. Not yet. Not until his card got declined. Not until the debt crushed him. Not until he hit his own day zero like Mike did 90 days ago. But Mike planted the seed anyway. Dave walked over. "5-year plan update. Want to hear it?" "Always," Mike said. "In 5 years, I'll have $247,000 invested. Passive dividend income of $12,000 annually. Side business generating $60,000 a year. Total income, $130,000 from job plus side hustle plus $12,000 passive. Net worth, $312,000. I'll be financially independent. Not retired, but free to choose." Mike calculated his own 5-year plan. If he stayed disciplined, if he kept investing, if he grew his side hustle. Net worth, $95,000. Side business, $36,000 annually. Still working his job, but not dependent on it. Options, freedom, choice.
"I'm not there yet," Mike said, "but I'm not where I was." "Exactly," Dave said. 90 days ago, you were broke and stuck. Today, you're building and growing. That's the transformation. Mike looked at Josh, headphones on, scrolling Instagram, probably adding things to his card he couldn't afford. Mike used to be Josh. Broke mindset, instant gratification, no plan. Now Mike was different. Investor mindset, delayed gratification, clear plan. "You're not too broke to start," Mike said to himself, but loud enough for Josh to hear. "You're just not starting." Josh didn't look up, but Mike said it anyway, because someone needed to hear it. The same way Dave told Mike 90 days ago. Nobody's coming to make you rich, but you can make yourself wealthy. Track every dollar, cut every waste, invest the difference, build income streams, stay disciplined. Same office, different choices, different futures. Dave went back to his desk. Mike opened his investment app. Time for his day 90 contribution, $200 into VTI. Automatic, consistent, compounding. He clicked, buy. Order confirmed. 90 days ago, Mike was broke. Today, Mike was building. Tomorrow, Mike would be wealthy. Your 90 days start now. Make the choice. Change your life. Build your future. Same city, same salary, different discipline, different destiny. Day 90 complete. The journey continues. Wealth is waiting. Start today.